This lesson talks about higher powers of connectivity matrices and how they're formed. Sometimes we might be more interested around the two-step and the three-step routes between nodes, particularly if we're looking at servicing each of these areas. So a connectivity matrix gives a clear picture of the direct connections between the nodes, but sometimes we want more than that. So what we have is our original example that we looked at, where we were looking at the one-step connections. What we're going to do now is look at the two-step connections between the nodes. So once again, the starting point is still each of your different nodes, but this time we're worried about the two-step. All right, so if I look at the node of A, if I go from A to A, I can go across to B, which is one edge, and then return back to A, which gives me that two-step. So that would give me 1 there. If I look from A to B, we know we had that edge AB here. Okay, we can't use that one because we can't get back to B from here, but we can go from A to E and then up to B, which would give me 1. We're now looking from A to C, so I can go across to B and to C, and there's no other direction that would give me just that two-step. So that's 1. From A to D, once again, I can follow across from B to D, but then also notice I can go from A to E and then to D. So that value would actually become a 2. From A to E, okay, I can go across from A to B and then down to E. So that would also give me a 1. So now if I have a look at that, there's quite a few more routes that we can take. If we now look at the node of B, and we want to go from B to A, you can see we've got 1 edge connection there. We could start going to E, but then there's no connection from E back to A. So we actually have 0 connections from B to A. We can see a two-way direction from B, okay, from B to A, and also if we want to return back to B, we've also got this edge B, E, and back to B, so we've got 2 connections showing there. All right, from B to C, there's no two-step directions. Just going to finish this off now. You can see for node C, there are actually no routes where there's two-step routes going from C that can go there. For D, it becomes the same. All right, so you can see from D, unfortunately, there's no way that we can do that. And for E, from E, there are connections to quite a few. All right, so the two-step connectivity matrix, I'll write it over here. Okay, we'll look like this. So there's no two-step routes from C, and there's no two-step routes from D, and that's what the row zeros are implying. Make sure your matrices are big enough. Mine was a little bit short there. All right, and this is how we get our two-step routes.